Guess what today is? It's me birthday. Yes, yes, yes. Well, technically, yesterday was my birthday. Um, and I gotta tell y'all, it was a pretty solid birthday. A lot has been going on. For example, I oh, thank you, James. Hello. Came right on time. So I got some pretty cool gifts that I want to talk to you guys about. And I also got some pretty good news. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. I don't want to jinx the news, so I'm not gonna talk about it just yet. But I got some pretty good news, and I'm just pretty happy about how things are going. I'm just gonna be full transparent here. I am 31 years old. 31 years old, and I feel great-ish. Great-ish. What do I mean by that? I had to take a picture for TikTok. Sorry, that wasn't a good picture. Oh. Hold on, one second. I gotta take a picture for TikTok, for my TikTok story, so everybody knows that I'm live for my birthday. So, all right, that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, full transparency. I am 31 years old, and I feel great-ish. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I've been having some ailments as of lately, and I don't know if it's because of my health, or I don't know if it's because of my age, or just some of the unhealthy things that I've been doing. Um, Quick story time. In like 2022 into 2023, I was like super, super, super sick. I didn't know what was going on with me. Like, I had no idea what was going on with me. I could not eat without experiencing chest pains. I could not drink without experiencing chest pains. At one point, I got a really, really bad stomach bug, and I had no idea what the heck was going on. And then I realized that I was ingesting really bad water. Like, don't drink the tap water if you live in VA, guys. I was ingesting that water, and it wasn't doing right with my body. And so I ended up changing my water. So I've been drinking distilled water for a while now. However, I've been told not to drink distilled water. That's not something you should be drinking. So I'm moving to purified water. Yeah, I'm moving to purified water. And it's good. It's good. It tastes a lot better. It doesn't taste as metallic-y. It doesn't give me a metallic aftertaste. But I was suffering with a lot of ailments in like my late 20s, and I didn't know why. And I thought it was especially unusual for me to suffer from certain ailments, being like as young as I was, like 26, 27, 27, 28. I didn't know what was going on. I finally realized that ingesting certain fluids like water might not, like tap water might not be good for you. So I stopped doing that. And then I had issues with my diet. Not sure if y'all know this, but I'm on an anti-inflammatory or a low inflammatory or a low sodium, no processed foods, no processed sugar diet, because I am realizing as I'm getting older that I cannot get away with the lifestyle I used to live. And by lifestyle, I don't mean anything crazy. I mean, like, I would just work out really hard at the gym and eat whatever the hell I wanted. I can't do that anymore, really. I have to consciously, if I want to perform well at the gym, and if I just generally want to have like a really good life and a really good like health and lifestyle for myself, I have to eat healthy. I had the worst type of Uber Eats addiction. It was not pretty. It was pretty grody. Where I would just order Uber Eats 4 or 5 times out of the week. I did not give a shit. I just didn't want to cook at home, which is not good. Don't be me. And that affected me. It affected my performance in like working, exercising, and just existing. And so now I'm doing a hard reset from that. And I am still on my diet. We are close to week 2 until I change my fitness plan or my meal plan up. I get to pick I get to eat different sets of meals every week after this. But it's been going well. I feel very energized. I feel focused. I feel alert. But it's just like, dang. The way I really wanted Korean barbecue today, y'all. Like, I really, really wanted Korean barbecue today. Because it was my birthday. I went and I got my partner. Our birthdays overlap with each other. So mine is on the 25th. His is today. And so I got him a Henry's cupcake. There's a bakery around here called Henry's. So I went to get him a cupcake. And for his 30th. Because he's 30 now. I'm 31, he's 30. I just ate the same shit I've been eating for the past week. Which consists of ground beef or ground turkey, grilled chicken, and white fish and eggs. And it's all not bad food. It's all very good. But it's just like annoying. Like, it's not food I want to be eating. I'm also not starving myself either. I never, ever, ever will recommend to y'all to starve yourselves. I remember telling a story time of like a self-help girly who was telling her audience to starve themselves in order to lose a significant amount of weight. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm on a specific meal plan where I'm eating like every couple of hours. And I'm eating really whole foods, and I'm eating about 130 grams of protein a day, and digesting it well. And it's working out for me. It's just the food is annoying. Like, I don't want to eat chicken breasts and zucchini like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I definitely don't want to eat ground turkey and zucchini and mushrooms at like 8 p.m. at night. Like, I just like it's food that's really good for me, but it's just like annoying. But I'm not starving myself, but I am noticing that I am losing some weight, which is good. That is one of my goals. But my primary goal, honestly, is to just stay consistent and break bad habits. I think the best way to not even lose weight, but live a healthier lifestyle, or to pick up healthier habits, is you can't look at the aesthetics of it all. You can't focus so much on the aesthetics of like looking good or wanting a big old butt or toned arms or a nice bag, because you can buy those things. You can buy those things from Mr. Dr. Miami or Young Money. Shout out to those BBL. Basically the BBL goats, right? But if you really want like long lasting habits where you can't see your life without you moving around or exercising or any of that, your why has to be bigger than aesthetics. Your why has to be because I want to feel good, or you have a goal. Maybe you want to get your back bends down or something, or maybe you want to be able to do a very high PR in squats or deadlifts or something. It has to be a lot more than I want a fat ass, because like I said, you can buy a fat ass. Or even it has to be a lot more than like I want really strong arms and a defined back and I want to look like a DBZ character, because I have been looking on like the bodybuilder side of social media, and I had no idea that those folks were like pumping themselves with roids in 2025. Like, I did not know that was still a thing, that steroids, people were using Anavar and stuff to look strong and lying about them being natural. Natty, is that what they call it? Yeah, lying about that because they took like a smaller dose of Anavar. I don't know. So yeah, you can get like super muscular, or you can have a super big butt, but like you just be taking shortcuts, and they might not be the healthiest for you. You see people dying on the operating table for BBLs, and you see people dying from heart attacks from Anavar or steroids. So your why has to be bigger than wanting to look good. Your why has to be, I can't work out the way I used to. I really want to get into the gym. I really want to do this right. So I'm going to go on this diet. Or your why has to be, I want to live to see my children get old. Or I want to grow old and live to see my children and not have them have to take care of me or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, your why has to be more personal, more internal, more introspective, and less visual. So it sucks, like all this meal plan that I'm on, but like I said, it's not a matter of me starving. It's just a matter of me just being annoyed with having to eat the same shit every single day. But I get to up my calories next week, and I get to change my meals. I get to try protein bars, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, so that's been going on. That's been pretty well. And like I said, I'm grown woman age, right? So I am grown. I'm not old, but I'm like an adult. So I'm like ripe adult age. Now is the time to start instilling healthy practices. Realistically, it should have happened when I was like 25, and I have been eating healthier. I used to eat healthy when I was 25, but I wasn't truly like measuring my food to make sure I had enough protein in, I was just kind of, estimating it, and I ended up overestimating how much protein I needed and all of that good stuff. So now I'm just like really locked in, figuring out what I want to do and how to do it. So I'll keep you guys updated every week on how I'm feeling. I have to say, because of my weird addiction with food, it is so interesting, like, finding things outside of food to give me joy. Trigger warning, by the way, but it's not like bad. It's just like, okay, so I've eaten. Okay, now what? Like, but it's actually it's better for me because I'm doing things that I love. I'm not like feeling the itis from downing a chili triple dipper, so then I end up falling asleep and sleeping my day away. I'm like up, I'm about, I'm playing games more. I'm playing a lot more Marvel Rivals since I discovered that I can DPS with Squirrel Girl and not have to aim. And then I got my new Invisible Woman skin that my boyfriend had gotten me. And I think I kind of want the new Invisible Woman. I want the new Fantastic Four skins from the movie. Those look way, way better than the originals. But yeah, man, it's just been a crazy ride. I'm very grateful for another year around the sun. And I hope to have many, many more. I probably will have many, many more. I have really good genes on my mom and my dad's side of the family. Like, the women on my mom's side of the family, like, they stay alive for a very long time. So I just gotta be healthy. So yes. Other than that, today I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do a brief little haul of the things that I bought got and bought for my birthday. So that should be fun. Oh, nice. And then I will give y'all some advice. I feel like I'm at advice age, right? Where I'm grown enough to give y'all some advice and people not question whether or not it's legitimate, right? And then so some grown folk advice, I guess, is something you can call it something like that. And then talk about some movies I've seen. I watched Fantastic Four. It was cute. It was a cute little movie. I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about this next phase of Marvel. And then yeah, yeah, just game. So that's what I want to do. No musty deck this time around. Wasn't able to really get one together just because of everything that's going on. I have been really busy these past few weeks. Okay, so the week before last week, I saw Beyonce, and last week, and so that week was just crazy busy. Timing was off. Even though my timing isn't consistent at all, I usually just come on at nights on like Saturday and Sunday now, usually between the hours of like 9:30 to 10:30. It was just really rough because I was watching Beyonce. It was a Beyonce concert. Then I was, on stream. Then I went to another Beyonce concert. Like it was a lot. And then the next one, the last week, there was like a big assignment that I needed to finish that I believe was severance dependent, or if not severance dependent, just was a good look on the company. Like if they want to hire me again, I don't know, if they decide, Exis, no, we don't want to fire you. We actually want to rehire you. I don't know. I just feel like it's how do you put it? Good etiquette, not really good etiquette, but depending on if you like the people that you work with, which for the most part, to an extent, I really did enjoy some of the people I worked with. You want to leave a good impression, which means that you really want to like. How do I get up there? Oh. You really want to make sure that you're leaving off on a positive note, I guess is one way to put it. And so I had this big project that I had to work on. And so there was no way, and I was working on it all weekend. And so there was just no way in HE double hockey sticks that I was gonna like carve out some time to be able to stream. And I guess that was like an emergency because that's like top priority at this moment. Because if I didn't finish the assignment and the severance did not come through, I would have been struggling. So I finished the assignment. It looked pretty good. I actually finished everything early before my birthday. And so I am officially done with that job. That is over. On to the next thing. On to the next. On to the next. On to the next job. And things have been looking pretty well. As soon as I put open for work on my LinkedIn, people have been reaching out about like recruiters have been reaching out about job opportunities. There's also a lot of AI recruiters, bruh. There's a lot of AI recruiters, and I do not like that at all. Let me talk to a human, please. Don't put me in front of a robot. Even when they like try to pretend to sound like, they'll have like a voice script that these AI agents will have, or these pre-recorded agents will have, and it just is so inauthentic. Like I actually feel like I'm not speaking to a genuine person. But that's been interesting. So I was very worried at the beginning of my job search. Just seeing a bunch of AI people and talking with AI and just not really getting an opportunity. But that's just not the case anymore. It's not the case. I'm able to get pretty good. Like, I'm able to speak to some humans, I guess is one way to put it. Which I like. I like speaking to some humans. Have you guys been seeing the robot racism jokes on TikTok? Those skits are funny. Which makes me wonder, do y'all, like, I don't know if we're too far off or not. I really don't. But I wonder if robots were, like, existed in the way where they demanded sentience. Like, they just weren't, like, tools that, like, clean, like a Roomba, like a vacuum, cleaning the floor or wiping the windows, right? Or serving you food at a restaurant. But like, we're actual like sentient, like the ability to be sentient and the ability to be like have thoughts and emotions and feelings. Would you like give robots their rights? Would you give robots their rights? Like, would you let them like be sentient and live amongst the humans? I would, you know, I would. Hi, Cole. Thank you for joining my stream. I'm sorry I haven't been on for a while. It's been pretty hectic. I've been really busy finishing things up with work. But like I said, if robots demanded to be sentient or demanded to be seen or wanting to be like equals to humans, I would just give them their rights. I would let them like roam alongside humans. And it's interesting because I used to be a person who was like, no, you can't let robots have rights. Man made robots, you know, man made their feelings and their thoughts and their emotions. Like, why would you let them live amongst us? They're not real. And it's like, now I look back at that thought and I think, you know, if the robot thinks their emotions are real and if the robot thinks their emotions are valid, then let their emotions be real and valid and treat them as such. Because you could say the same thing about like minorities, you know? Like they're not real, they're inhumane, and I'm pretty sure that's what they did in slavery. Like slavery times and like in 1800s. They really did see us as like not human. So I don't know. You know, and plus if the robot apocalypse happens, right? I don't wanna be caught up in that. I just do not want to be caught up in that, girl, okay? Like, I want, like, if BBoop007 has some beef, I want BBoop007 to know that I was on their side, all right? I was pro-robot. I was a pro-robot advocate. I'd probably even marry a robot. Like, I really wouldn't care. Like, you know, if you're human, you're human. If you feel human, then you're human. That's fine. Like, it's like that movie with Robin Williams called The Bicentennial Man, where it's a futuristic, it's set in a futuristic time on Earth where this robot is like a maid or like a servant for this family, right? And Robin Williams is obviously like the best person for this role. He always plays like genuine, like heartfelt, honest roles, like just roles that require a lot of charisma. And so he's playing this robot, and I think he's like serving this family, and they're going through like this like robot, I guess, revolution where he wants to be seen as human. Ooh, I can sit down. And so at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, but he gets to be seen as human. And does he die at the end? He might die at the end, I don't know. But like he gets to be seen as human, he gets robot rights, and he I guess finds love. Cause that's super important. Gotta put in a love story, but no better man than Robin Williams to play that role. Rest in peace, Robin. I miss him every single day. They're like that. As far as comedy goes, there'll never be someone as heartfelt and genuine as like Robin Williams. Like he seemed like a pretty genuine dude, and it's so sad that he passed away given his circumstances. Like I see these other comedians, like Kevin Hart's a good example, right? Because he's like a very well-known comedian that's like overexposed, if I had to say so myself. In the same way that Robin Williams was kind of overexposed, but it made sense for him because he was always picking roles that like he could play really well, and he was always just like a really good actor. Kevin Hart is overexposed, but it feels like he plays himself in every single like show and movie that he's in. I think he did a serious role once, but like he just follows this shtick and he does brand deals and it works for him. And he has a good work ethic, and I will give that to him 100%. Like, go Kevin Hart's work ethic. Go Kevin Hart getting access to brand deals and stuff. But like, and you know, creating generational wealth for his family. But like, he plays the same role in every single movie, right? And he's a comedian. And then it was almost like Robin Williams He did not play the same role. Like, he added some charisma to his role, but it wasn't like he was playing the same role in every single movie. I think another like black artist or comedian that would have been able, not really a comedian, but like I feel like another black comedian or excuse me actor who's like very versatile would probably be Denzel Washington. And up until like the recent controversies, Jonathan Majors, but you know his reputation is ruined. These snow bunnies. I'm not even gonna say that, bruh. He was loud and wrong. He was loud and wrong. He was loud and wrong. I think it came out in a recording that he did put his hands on that woman. And now he's running back to the black folks, to the blackies, with Megan Good to terrorize her as per usual, as they do. But yeah, it's very hard to find like black comedians who are like super versatile in their acting. I feel like Ayoa Dibri is good with hers. Yeah, she's pretty good. It's too soon though, so it's gonna take some time. And then maybe Whoopi Goldberg too. She plays a lot of different roles as well. But yeah. Bicentennial Man, guys. You should watch it. So I totally forgot how I figure out what I need to do to excel in this game. Unexplained coma incidents advance your style from rank to junior. So I'm just gonna go exploring in this city because I think it's very beautiful. And I think I'm gonna go exploring on these stones. These mushroom looking stones. Yeah, but my birthday was pretty solid, guys. Like I said, I didn't do anything like super crazy because I'm trying to change my relationship with food and I'm not trying to eat out as much, but the gifts were pretty cool. And I really like the gifts, and I got my first vinyl because I want to start my vinyl collection. I am so excited. Okay, so a part of me is like scared and excited about. Oh, I died? Dang. Okay, I can't be on that water. Okay, a part of me is scared and excited about being unemployed because, like, I'm not gonna have any money coming in. I have to go to the unemployment office and get like a couple, like, my little money for the week up until unemployment runs out. Yeah, Cole. Vinyls are cool. Vinyls are so cool. I was always like, I don't even know if I was against vinyls or it was just something I never felt like I needed to do because I was streaming so much. But I've gotta get off of Spotify because they support things that I don't stand by. So it might be the best. Like, now might be the best time to either to pivot to Apple Pay or pivot to Apple Music and collect vinyls. Especially now that like watching a lot of docu-series and retrospectives on how the music industry works and how like these artists basically don't have any money to survive unless they're touring or selling merchandise. It makes me genuinely want to support my favorite artists that much more. Especially smaller artists or artists I feel like deserve to be bigger. You know what I mean? So I definitely have to get a Tinashe vinyl somewhere down the line. Though I hear it's expensive to obtain. I wonder how Tinashe is doing. Can we really quickly, while I'm just meandering around and have no idea what I'm doing or where to go, can I just rant to y'all for like 5 seconds? about Tinashe. Can I just get like 5 seconds of your time? Because I really need to talk about how Miss Mams has been the literal blueprint for pop music over the past decade, but barely gets her flowers and was shorted by her record label RCA. Like, let me put this into context, okay? K-pop, Korean pop music, isn't just reheating Tinashe's nachos. They're eating Tinashe's nachos. Full chalupa feast. Taco Bell chalupa feast. They are reheating and consuming of Tinashe's nachos. Like, she is the blueprint. Like, people keep copying her, and she doesn't get her flowers. Whether it's American generic pop music that isn't good, like the latest phase of Dua Lipa, her last phase, or Tate McRae, or whether it's K-pop music and all these K-pop factory bands that keep coming out in South Korea, just copying her moves, copying her looks, copying her aesthetics. Like, she's the whole blueprint over there, yet she doesn't get her flowers. And I think it's because she doesn't have like that record label push, where they require you, like they just take so much out of you. They take so much out of your gift and your talent, and they make you do things that you're not really comfortable with doing. You know what I mean? And it just sucks because Tinashe is so talented. Like, she's been that bitch for years. Like, she produces her own music. She writes her own songs. She does all her dance choreography. She's like the visionary behind most of her music videos, right? And it's just like, she doesn't get her flowers. Same with Chloe Bailey. And to go into Chloe Bailey real quick, apparently she came out and said that she watched the movie Sinners, and that resonated with her so much because she realized that she didn't want to sell her soul to the music industry. So, you know, I don't know what that means. I don't know how conspiracy theorists I want to get about that, but Chloe Bailey is she's an incredibly talented artist. Like, this isn't up for debate. Like, closest to one of Beyonce's successors, if I had to say so myself. Super come back here, ho. Super talented. You know what I mean? Very talented. And she isn't getting her accolades in the way that she needs to, or she should be. And it makes me wonder, there are a lot of black pop girlies who are just not getting their flowers. They're not getting the push in the same way that these white pop girlies are. But like, artists like Tate McRae and Addison Rae are able to take up space. And Gracie Abrams, I don't mean to throw her in there, but like, J.J. Abrams basically bought her music career. Like, they're able to take up space in the music industry, and then it's like these girls who are super talented, whatever is going on behind the scenes, whatever the conditions are, like, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, when I realized that when you collect vinyls, you're like, that's the truest way of supporting your favorite artists, especially artists that get blackballed by the industry, I had taken up a liking to it. And also, there's just albums that I really want to obtain and, you know, collect physical copy of media in an age where everything is digital and where everything's like on a cloud, on a network that could be erased completely and into the ether of the internet space. Like, you never see it again if you don't have a physical copy of it. It's just nice to have physical copies of things so that you can always go to it. You always have it on hand. You don't have to worry about like it ever being erased if something like that were to happen. So yeah, I'm really into physical copies at this moment. We haven't been here long either. You seem troubled. Yes, sorry. Okay. So that was fun. I also am rewatching Nana again, and I'm almost done with the series again. I'm gonna have to watch it dubbed. Normally, my animes that I like, that are like my favorite animes, I end up watching them. If I love them that much, I'll watch them subbed, or no, I'll watch them dubbed first, and then I'll watch them again in subbed. I did that with Gurren Lagann. Not really my favorite anime, but I really appreciate the charisma of that show. So I go back and watch it from time to time. But Nana, I think, is going to be a show where I watch it dubbed and then I go back and watch it subbed. And I'm almost done with it. And I am so sad that Hachi and Nana Osaki did not get together at the end. And I'm sad that it ended the way it did, but like that's a very honest, like it's a very honest and genuine ending of how friendships end up sometimes. Sometimes it really is just like we move on and things are unresolved and you don't get your closure, and that's okay. I also heard a conspiracy theory that like Hachi's child that she gives birth to is actually Nobu's. Yeah, Nobu's child. And she just marries. Oh God, I forgot his name. I think it's Takami. No, girl, no, we're not doing this. We're gonna look up references to my favorite anime. So I think it's Takami Nana. Yeah, Takumi, excuse me. So Takumi and Nana agree to get married, and but the kid that she gives birth to is the conspiracy theory is the kid that she gives birth to is actually Nobu's, and he has like blonde hair, so that's how you know. But the kid that you see in the anime is not Hachi's child. It's actually Nana Osaki's child. And the theory is that Nana Osaki gave up her child to Hachi to take care of as she pursued her music career. And when I heard that, I was like, girl. And so she just like ran off, dropped off her daughter, pursued music, in the same way her mom abandoned her, which would be poetic. And like, I guess we're supposed to do the context clues to figure that out. And if that is true, if that's accurate, if the creator of Nana ever comes out and says, "Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to end," right? If there's ever an ending, that would be so interesting and so beautiful, but so gut wrenching. Because really, Hachi and Nana Osaki should have ended up together. They should have ended up together. But like, what was that? What was that noise? Shout out to Hachi though. She is is city girl at her finest. City girl, hypergamous queen at her finest. Yes. Go to the flower fields in the dye workshop and find Beatrice. Okay, sure. She really is. Like, she secured the bag. And I'm not even mad at her. She did what she had to do. But it's just so sad because I didn't know how soon. It's a short anime. I mean, if you can call 50 episodes short. And so I didn't know how soon, like, things would be moving. Like, how fast they would be moving. Like, they were all friends hanging out at the festival. And then, boom, Nana gets pregnant. And she's moving out. And of her apartment, and then Nana Osaki breaks the strawberry glass, and that's a metaphor for how their friendship is ending because they both had matching strawberry glasses, and just it just gut wrenching. Breaks my heart. Okay, so Cole says, not one thing you said about the pop girlies and who gets the attention was a lie. Yeah, it's mediocrity, honestly. Like, I just don't. I think my theory, my crazy conspiracy theory is that I don't think they want another pop girly to be as powerful as a Beyonce or as a Rihanna. Like they just don't want that. Like they don't want some like because like Beyonce be pissing people off, you know. And I don't want to talk about Beyonce that much, but like the way she was able to break barriers and she was able to break records and all of that. You know what I mean? And then you look at Rihanna and how she was able to be like this pop diva turned billionaire. I just think that they want to prevent that from happening. I also think that there has been a unspoken attack against Black women and femmes for the past 5 years or so since we've done this aggressive rebrand to conservatism. Um, and so in media, things are going to be represented a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like media and entertainment. Like they'll say we're going to make this cast a lot more whitewashed, and then in the name of sticking it to DEI and wokeness, but in actuality, it's to just keep people of color from being represented or getting opportunities. So. But and also another thing is that okay, so I think it was Don and Hello, his video, he mentioned how I'm just dicking around all over the place. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't even care about the quest. He basically mentioned how get back here. Get back here. Bitch. Yay. Okay. They basically mentioned how people are listening to music and consuming music differently. People are consuming music based off of their algorithm, so they're not being exposed to different sounds, So if you listen to a lot of country music, your algorithm is probably going to have a lot of Morgan Wallen. If you listen to a lot of hip hop music, your algorithm is probably going to have a lot of Kendrick Lamar or Drake. If you listen to a lot of pop music, Sabrina Carpenter, you know what I mean? And so if you want to listen to something different or new, you're going to have to go outside of your algorithm to look for it. Like you have to look, you know what I mean? And then also, I wouldn't be surprised if some artists pay for certain spots on Spotify, if you know what I mean. Like they pay to have their songs on like the top 100 or like the bad bitch energy playlist, you know what I mean? But knowing that people are consuming music differently, and so the concern is that there's no real song of the summer. Like I guess like last year, for example, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX all took like some iterations of songs of the summer. You know what I mean? Like Espresso was very big last year. Yes. Yeah, it was. Espresso was very big last year. And then you had Charlie XCX with Brad, Chappell Roan with, Rise and Fall of the Midwestern Princess. You know what I mean? And like they were able to stand out for the summer and like take the summer. You had the Drake v. Kendrick beef, which was like all summer of 2024. We not like that. You not like us. You not like us. Doechii was able to stand out a lot too. This is Beatrice. Okay. Doechii was standing out a lot too. Like, but this year we don't know who's taking song of the summer. We don't know what the true song of the summer is, what songs feel like summer, and that's because people are listening to music in a way where they're just going back to what they're familiar with, and they're just discovering new artists and enjoying them that way. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like it's a lot different from in the 2010s when you'd listen to the radio and you'd hear Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, and Nicki Minaj all in the year of like 2010, and all know what specific songs highlight the summer, right? Like I think it was Teenage Dream, that was a summer smash hit, right? Like that whole album. Nicki Minaj, Roman Reloaded, you know what I mean? Um, so I say all that to say that nowadays it's a lot harder to pinpoint what the song of the summer is or what feels like summer hits because everyone is just on Spotify listening to their own music and sometimes listening to like their niche favorite artists and supporting them until they eventually blow up. Um, and so it's going to be a lot different. I say that to state that it's going to be a lot different for newer artists to be discovered. Like, for example, I wouldn't be surprised in the next 5 years or so, Tinashe has like this very huge and aggressive blow up, like out of nowhere because she's built in that fan base. She's independent. She's built in that fan base, and they're just gonna follow her and support her, right? I also wouldn't be surprised in like the next 5 years that like Victoria Monet takes off, or that Tyla is like the new like the girly pop that's up next. Tyla's very talented, you know what I mean? And Afrobeats is very popular. Or maybe Kalani reaches the level of success in the same way that SZA has, or Hayley Williams from Paramore makes like a super huge comeback, but that's all because their listeners have been listening to their music for quite some time. It's just maybe these labels actually spend more time investing into them because they realize that the return, the ROI, is a lot more beneficial. Whereas, you get people like going back to Tate McRae, where it's just like you can tell that she was kind of pushed onto us. And it worked for a minute. Greedy was good, but then like her next or her third album was just not that good, and it didn't really have much to say. And then her song from F1 looks terrible, and then it's like, I'm pretty sure I saw Tinashe do this once, And then even like the buzz around her just feels generic. Like I remember she had a Skims brand deal. Ooh. He's not gonna run away from me. I remember Tate McRae had a Skims brand deal, and I guess the discourse was, "Oh my God, Tate McRae is so hot. What do I have to do? Whose surgeon do I have to go to in order to look like Tate McRae?" And people were making a point of like, well, no, Tate McRae is just like super, like she's just normal, like she just works out and she doesn't do anything to her body, you know what I mean? And surgically. And like that was like an argument, that was a debate, like, oh my God, Tate McRae's body is so perfect, I gotta get a surgeon to look like her, but Tate's natural, and if you're just in the gym you'll be natural like her. But like the whole discourse just felt very inauthentic. Like they were trying to make a scene about it. They were trying to make discourse about it, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? I don't know. Something just feels very forced about her. But hey, maybe she's not for me. Maybe she's for the youth. The youth. Alright, I'm gonna like explore because I'm not trying to play this game seriously. I don't know where to go next. I know unexplained coma incidents, advance your stylist to the rank to junior stylist. What is this? What is this book? Okay. Rose and Jack, Titanic. I saw a video trailer to the Titanic 2. And yes, it was absolutely AI. It was absolutely artificial intelligence. It was somebody who thought that he can do the work, he or she could do the work of hundreds and hundreds of cameramen, SFX artist and James Cameron and take a shot out of the dark and do Titanic 2 and make a trailer out of it, which was just awfully AI generated images of Leonardo DiCaprio older. And I guess Kate Winslet, is that her name? Older as well. And it looked awful and terrible. And that's when I knew AI was getting out of hand. Like the way my mom, she thinks that she can make like a Pixar quality level movie for the kids at her church that she goes to. Right? Because she's using Midjourney. And I'm like, no, you cannot. Like, you really cannot. Like, she'll send me websites that she's worked on, and I look at the video clips, and I'm like, oh, is this AI? And she's like, what do you mean? How do you know this is AI? And I'm like, I can see the hand clipping through the hot dog that the woman is eating with the son. Like, this is AI. Like... On the flip side, to say something positive about AI, I would say that it's good for resume writing when you just need something quick, like ATS friendly for jobs. And then it's also, so I've been using, this is bad, but I've been using ChatGPT for like body recomp advice. For like when I decide to go to the gym again. Because let's be real here. A lot of these IG fitness gurus, a lot of these IG fitness lifestyle models who had Gymshark brands deals and hid the fact that they got like a buttload of surgery to look the way they do. A lot of them were scamming y'all with their plans. Like they're like, try my glute plan for 3 easy payments of $15.99 or $120 full body exercise, and it just gives you the like exercise excerpts. They don't even give you videos sometimes, or the treacherous online coaching. And the online coaching in question is like them sending you emails every 5 to 7 business days, like them not even wanting to talk to you, right? Like I remember that era of fitness IG and fitness social media, and I just remember not wanting to spend like 60, 70, 80 bucks on something that like Brett Contreras has already taught us all to do, especially when it came to glute building. Because some girl got a BBL and then maintained the BBL and is selling their glute program to their audience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I would say that now that ChatGPT exists, I do use them for, I do use ChatGPT to calculate my calories. And I also do use ChatGPT to, like, give me simple, like, glute building plans that I can look at, but I don't necessarily have to do. And it's because I just don't feel comfortable paying for an online fitness coach or a fitness coach at all. Especially learning what I did about bodybuilding and, like, steroids. Like, no. So, yes, ChatGPT, tell me how to body recomp. I probably already heard it before, but just tell me again. Educate me, please. So I say at the 2-hour mark, I am going to take a break and eat my last dinner. And then I'll be with you guys until the remainder of the stream. Okay, but I'm just dicking around. I really don't know. Am I at another village or am I at the same? I'm at the same village. I don't know what I have to do. I know I had like a side quest, but I forgot about it. So it's fun to just walk around in Infinity Nikki and have a good time, and that's what I did. So I'm gonna exit the game, and I'm gonna just talk about some of the things I bought or I got for my birthday, or I bought for my birthday. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I got, or my boyfriend got this headset. Which is It's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not using it right now because I have to figure out the specs for the headset while I'm using my mic, but it's really fun to use when I'm just like vibing, listening to a podcast, listening to music while I'm working. So I love this. It is called I think it's the Logitech. Oh, let me turn it off. Turn it off. So let me get the buff. It's the Logitech G733. Yes, he got that for me, and I am super grateful for it because I did need a headset. It's comfortable around my ears until it isn't. And I think because I've been wearing my wig all day, it was a little less comfortable, but I think it's just getting used to the headset just being around your head. And you know, my partner has a big head, so if I need him to wear the headset to stretch it out, he can. So that's the first thing I got, and then let me BRB because I gotta show you the next thing I got for my Bday. So let me BRB real quick. Okay, I'm back. All right, so the thing I got, which I'm really really excited about, and I'll tell you why. Wait, hold on. They're like, I'm not good at haul shit, y'all. Okay, so sorry. So the first thing I got, and I'll show you why. Okay, is these. And they're Doc Martens. They're just Doc Martens. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell y'all something. These shoes are These shoes are a rite of passage. Okay, these shoes are a rite of passage. All right, let me explain. Every quirky, eccentric art hoe has Doc Martens. Like, I don't make the rules, but like people who are like quirky, eccentric, alternative, punk, all of that, they have like a pair. They have to have a pair. And I'm also under like regular people have Doc Martens too, and that's fine. But for the way I want to dress now, which is more so alternative, I feel like it is a rite of passage for me. I feel like it's like right up my alley for the type of girly pop I'm trying to be. I'm trying to dress like whimsigothic, witchy, but like alt as well. And so I don't know. I think these are a big deal for me. And so my boyfriend got me these two, and I'm really grateful for them. They're really nice. I think they're like the traditional leather. I forgot the name. They're the 1460s. And you know, I'm breaking them in, and people said that breaking them in is going to be a lot. Like your feet are going to hurt, they're going to scrape up against your feet, and they do scrape up against my feet. But so do the like my regular combat boots that I've had for years, right? So It's not as painful as I thought they would be. But I don't know. I sense myself collecting a pair of these bad boys. You know what I mean? I want the Mary Janes. I want the loafers. I sense these being like a very essential part of my wardrobe. Yes. 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 I've never been able to afford Doc Martens, and I could have probably afforded them now, but it's just nice to know that my boyfriend got them for me. So I did get some Doc Martens, and I'm very grateful about that. Headset and Doc Martens. I've been breaking in my Docs. I actually when I went to go get my boyfriend his cupcakes today. I went to like the bougie side of Atlanta. And it's like interesting because there'll be pockets. Like one pocket will be kind of rough, and then another pocket will be like very bougie. And then one pocket will be just like where everybody chills and hangs out. So I went to like the super bougie side where like the Trader Joe's was. And there were like all these like white people there in their athleisure and their preppy shirts and their Ralph Lauren and Tommy Hilfiger. And then here I am with my Doc Martens and waist chain belts and my booty shorts, my booty denim shorts. I didn't even know they were that short, but they were. And here I am with them. So yeah, that was nice. And so I've just been spending most of my day just breaking my boots in, but they're not painful for me, probably because I have very narrow feet. I have high arches. That's where I struggle. And that's where my plantar fasciitis acts up. But I do have narrow feet, so it's easier for me to wear these shoes. And they have like an open toe, so that's good. Um, and they're comfortable. Obviously, the backs kind of hurt, but that just takes some getting used to. So I'm gonna have to put like padding on the back so they're a little bit more comfortable. And I hear that you're also supposed to double sock, so I might consider double socking in the future. But yeah, Doc Martens is the first thing I got, or the second thing I got. Headphones, Logitech headphones is the first thing I got. And then as far as things that I bought for myself, so let me go in game and let me just go to MAC Cosmetics. Y'all know I am a MAC Cosmetics slut. I love MAC Cosmetics. They could do no wrong. I've been on plenty of tangents as to why I rocks with MAC Cosmetics heavy. And honestly, this all really started from, what is it, JT? Who is it? JT and their lip kit, which I'm pretty sure sold out almost immediately. Lip combo by the girl JT. Yes. It all started with this lip kit here, which is a very like timeless and classic. Sorry, I gotta watch the video. I'm making y'all watch this video too. Okay, yeah. So the lip combo is like super cute. Like it's super cute, it's super simple, but it's also super simple and it's also super doable as well. It really is just like the chestnut lip liner, which I have, and clear lip gloss, which you can get at like your local beauty salon shop, and then the snob lipstick. So instead of just getting the lip combo that has already sold out, I just got the snob lipstick. And so that I can have my own little JT combo, you know what I mean? Which is like super, super cute. Ryan Destiny had her lip kit. Let me find Ryan Destiny's lip kit. Nordstrom, Macy's has it, yes, which was super timeless. Oh, we can't watch it? Okay, no problem. It was super timeless. Ryan Destiny is a very beautiful girl. But It was the chestnut eyeline, a lip liner. It was the MAC lip gloss in champagne, and then or an oyster. Nib-Fed, the lip gloss in Nib-Fed, and then the lipstick in faux. And I couldn't get the lipstick in faux. I could not get the faux lipstick. It looks like that lipstick is discontinued. So we're not getting the faux lipstick for a while. It's okay, it's fine, it's not that serious. But I'm excited to know that I was able to complete the lip kit for JT without having to spend too much money, just by getting the lipstick snob. And then I also got, what other lipstick I got? I also got silky matte lipstick. I think it's a sleek satin lipstick. I got Very Sexy. It was nude, myth, flea spot, pink, blankety. I'm pretty sure I got like Very Sexy. I got the Very Sexy lipstick because it matches my natural tone of my lips. So that's why I got it. And it looks really good. It looks very good on darker skin tones, and that's really why I wear them. I think this is the wrong lipstick though. MAC Snob. Look at us all going online shopping together. Yeah, because I got the Maximal Silky MAC lipstick that was only $15, and then in nude they have Velvet Teddy, so they have Honey Love. I already have Honey Love, and then they also have. I was about to get Yash, but I did not get Yash, so I got Kinda Sexy. I believe I got Kinda Sexy. I don't think I got Velvet Teddy. Number 7, Kinda Sexy. Number 5, yeah, I didn't get Velvet Teddy. I got Kinda Sexy. And then I got the Nib-Fed lip gloss. And so that's coming on Monday, so I'm excited. Maybe I might do a cute little makeup look with that when I get it. And then I bought myself, we went to this place called Ollie's. It's like, I guess the 2020 version of Job Lots. If y'all don't know what Job Lots is, it's basically those like big department stores. Like, it's where department stores, like, it's like a store that significantly, that has very, very cheap discount on items that I guess department stores don't want. So they just put them in this store. So it's like an Ocean State Job Lot or a Big Lots. And it's just where you can buy super cheap items and products that have probably been discontinued in stores or probably aren't being sold in stores like that. And so that's kind of what Ollie's is. I like me some Ollie's. Whoa. So yeah, I fuck with Ollie's heavy. Or actually, no. My boyfriend fucks with Ollie's heavy. I do not. I do not. But there's a lot of savings, up to 70% off savings. It's like a Big Lots. It's pretty nice. But I got a comic there, and I got Batman the Imposter. And already, just by looking at it, the artwork is very pretty. I really like my comic book artists when they add like very different and intricate textures into their like this panel here. I like when they add super intricate textures into their illustrations. So I got this book. I'm trying to pick up reading a lot more now that I, am unemployed. So and then last but not least, my very first vinyls. My very first vinyls. I got the light, the glare, the light, all of it. Okay, hopefully it's SZA's SOS album. It's my very first vinyl, and that's the first one I got. And I love SZA. I think SZA is mother. Obviously, you guys know that the way I came for Nicki Minaj's neck last week for attacking SZA. I love SZA down. I love her down. I love her down. And I'm happy that I was able to, like, my very first vinyl was one of hers. And I am so excited to start my vinyl collection. It almost is a little poetic that I was able to get my first vinyl, and it was a SZA vinyl, because at first I was like, I want the Brat album as my first vinyl because that album is so good to me, and Brat is still like super amazing. I love Brat so much. And then I was like, no, it has to be monumental and serious. I want to get Cowboy Carter vinyl because that album's really good. And like I said before, Cowboy Carter isn't even my favorite album, but I just keep going back and listening to it. Renaissance is my favorite album. So, but I still wouldn't consider it my fave. So, I was thinking maybe I should get a Beyonce album since I've been a Beyonce fan for so long. Then I was like, no, maybe I need to get something more like niche, like Janelle Monáe. And then I was like, let me settle on SZA. Like, I always wanted SZA. And the SOS album, when I first listened to it, I wasn't a fan. I was like, this sounds exactly like Control. I would like to hear more growth. Mother, what's going on? And then it just grew on me randomly when I just kept listening to it more. And now I love the album. I would say it's not as good as Control, but it's good enough. And then the bonus album that she has, the deluxe album of SOS, where we have Bug SZA. There's some good songs on that too. I just have to go through them. I guess Lana is the name of the deluxe album. Yeah, there's some good stuff on there. So, yes. My first album is a mother album. It is SZA. One of the most proficient songwriters of our time. Okay. Yes. So that's it. That's all I got for my birthday. It was a pretty nice birthday. I enjoyed it. And that's probably all I'm really going to be getting until I get another job again. And maybe I'll do another shopping haul with you guys. Who knows? I might hang my vinyls up. I might not. Depends on how I'm feeling. I might also just keep them stored away and get a record player like Cole was saying. That might also be an idea as well. But yeah, that's what I got for my birthday. It's been pretty nice. So, with that in mind, let me hop into some next topics. The next topics. Oh my god, words have been a mess. I've just been so exhausted these past 2 weeks that I don't even know if I'm like speaking like full English sometimes. All right. So I am a grown woman now, which means I am of grown woman age, which means I can give y'all some grown woman advice. And I think some of the grown woman advice that I want to give you guys now that I'm like 31 and I've experienced life, like all of life, I will do so on my birthday. So let's do it. Okay, so I don't have a musty deck, but I have Google Images, and they're gonna help me along the way. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna give advice about friends and friendships in your 20s because I can do that now that I've been an adult for, I guess, 10 years, 11 years of my life. So, which is still not that long. It's still not that long, but it's enough to know better, you know? And when you're at a point where you know better, you kind of do better. All right, so here's a nice, pretty stock image of jolly people that I can't use because I have to sign and start a free trial. All right, how about this one? Can I use this stock image? Okay. 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 Let me see. Let me see what I'm gonna say. All right. All right. So this is the image. Okay. All right. So just pretend this is a musty deck and pretend that I'm giving you advice and pretend I'm talking about friends. Okay. So friendships in your 20s. Okay. Nobody tells you this, but when you enter into your late teens and into your early 20s, that is basically your second puberty, not physically, but like mentally as a human. I believe that your first puberty, when you're like a kid, or not even your first puberty, but like the first half of your human experience, from you being 1 year old to you being maybe like 15 or 16, is learning how to be obedient, learning like easy technical communication skills, right? Like, do you like the color red? No, I don't like the color red. Are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. You know, like very technical, easy communication skills. You're also encouraged and groomed to kind of pick up a decent work ethic or a decent like work like trait that will allow you to contribute to society, whether that's like working really hard, whether that's being really smart. Like, you're encouraged to do these things, and if you look at the school system, really you're encouraged to learn how to be a better worker. Schools don't teach you entrepreneurship or any of that. So, but anyway, I say all that to say that the first like 17 years of your life, you're really just learning basic communication skills and how to be obedient. That's it. You're not learning too much of anything else. Now, there are some outliers where there are some 17-year-olds or teenagers who have to grow up a little earlier in life because maybe their parents are neglectful. So they have to pick up a job at a young age. They have to work more at a young age. They have to kind of bear the weight of being the parental figure when their parents are not able to do so themselves involuntarily. So there are some outliers, but overall, between the ages of 1 to 17, you're just learning how to communicate very simple emotions and very simple like concepts. You're not encouraged to really explore how friendships and relationships work and how they will relate into your life in the long run. And so when you reach the ages of like 18 and up, so like when you're a fully grown adult and you're out in the world and you have complete free will over you should have free will, honestly, over who you get to hang out with, who you want to hang out with, who you don't want to mess with, who you want to know more of, who you don't really want to know that much about. That is the time where you really learn how to communicate as an adult. That is a time where you really learn how friendships work, right? You might learn it a little bit in high school. Like, if you're in a toxic friend group in high school, though, it's never that serious because, girl, it's freaking high school, right? Like, you really don't start living until you're in, like, your late teen years. I'd say especially now, like, not late teen years, but, like, 18 to 21 is when, like, you're expected to kind of live more. And even nowadays, even though a lot of the 18 to 21-year-olds now really don't, like, they're very sheltered, you know what I mean? And when I say that, like, they haven't had the typical teenage experience that they're supposed to because they were probably all inside due to COVID, right? During those times, between the ages of 18 and 21, or like 18 and up, you're really learning how to navigate friendships and relationships in a way that is valuable to you. And so this is probably going to be the core point in your life where you are going to be communicating more, but also learning how to communicate well. And so I would say that from 18 plus and up, having decent communication is going to help you a ton in the long run in being able to sustain friendships you want to, and then also ending friendships that you're not interested in or you're not into. You know, I'd say, if anything, what I learned in my 20s is you have to be a better communicator. You cannot be afraid of conflict, and this is something that I still work out with myself as well. And then more importantly, you also have to understand that some friends are here for a season and some friends are here forever, and that's okay. That's okay. Forever friends, you'll always be able to go back to them. You'll always be able to reach out to them. But seasoned friends are just there for that moment. Enjoy the experiences that you have with them, and then, you know, y'all will move on. And that's fine. I used to be so butthurt, especially when I was like 18, when I realized that all my friends were going in several different directions in their lives, and we weren't hanging out the way we did when we were like freshmen in college. That's completely normal. That'll happen. The friends that you find when you're like 18 years old are probably not going to be the friends that you rock with in your senior year, and that is okay. And then the friends that you rock with in your senior year when you're like 21 years old are not going to be the friends that you're going to rock with when you're like 25 and 26 years old. That's okay. My friend group has changed consistently, and there are some friends that I still remember fond memories of, and some friends that, you know, we kind of just ended things. And then there were just some friends that I realized they're not really good for me, so I just had to let them go. You know what I mean? And you know, some people will say that you should give an explanation as to why you're letting somebody go, right? But I will say, if you have to end a friendship, right? But what I will say is that if it is a situation where the friend is just super toxic, or a person is just super toxic and they like dodge accountability awfully, right? Then I don't think you owe them an explanation. Like, you really don't. Because they probably already know. However, if you want to, you know, it's encouraged, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change anything. You don't really get that much closure. Toxic people, I've said this before, but you'll always know if a friend is really your friend or if a friend is your op if they like have a problem just with like really small basic things, like the way you dress, right? Like the way you dress, like if they have an issue or they feel threatened by the way you dress, understand that that's probably not really a friend. Like that's probably like someone who's trying to compete with you, okay? Or somebody who is only into friendship for aesthetics, you know what I mean? Another thing I'll say about friendships is you really should stop being friends with people based off of aesthetics alone because you guys like the same things. Like that's very high school mindset. You really want to be friends with people that are like-minded, right? So make sure you're friends with people that are like-minded, that are into the interests that you are in, that are genuinely good for your like internal, not your external, okay? Any friend that is reaching out to you for external validation or because of aesthetics or because of social media collabs or whatever, right? Like that's not a friend, that's like a business relationship. That's an acquaintance, that's a networking opportunity. Y'all are as close as friends as like people are on LinkedIn, as like prospective employees are on LinkedIn, communicating to each other, trying to get their next gig, trying to get that reference code so that they can get their next role. Like I'm just being honest, all right? Like you're not going to find real friends through them having 50, 60, 70, 80K followers. Normally the people who have a boatload of followers, not all of them, but normally a lot of them are just toxic as fuck because they're just like so consumed with the social media life that like they start to conflate genuine friendship with numbers and algorithms and what does well with an algorithm, and ooh, can we make content out of this? Not everything has to be content. You know what I mean? So yeah, just make sure you're finding genuine friends outside of aesthetics and what will make you look good visually. You know what I mean? Because when you need to reach out to people for support for your mental health, and say you don't have the luxury of a therapist, the friends that you have for external purposes are not going to be as beneficial as the friends that like genuinely make you feel good, that want to help work you through certain things, and want to help you for internal purposes. You know what I mean? So yes. Okay, now I'm going to change my stock image, and I'm going to change it to ladies. Boy crazy. Stock image. Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. Let's do this one. I wonder where these people are today. Do you ever wonder where these people are? I wonder where these people are all the time. Like, I hope they have very successful modeling careers. Like, this is an iconic, meme-worthy picture, okay? Iconic, meme-worthy picture, okay? Okay, I'm gonna, because I'm a girl, and I've been, like, in my 20s and a girl before, and, I've dated, and I've had my roundabouts here and there. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, because I'm not a dating... I'm not a dating advice channel. That's not my thing. Okay, but one thing I will say that I think the girlies of today are getting right is the idea of male-centeredness and not being male-centered. Yeah. Learn how to decenter men at a younger and sooner rather than later, okay? I'm not going to tell you to not have experiences with men. Like, definitely date and have experience. Ooh, that's a good piece of advice, right? But decentering men and understanding that they should not be the top of your priority, or just decentering people in general, relationships, romantic relationships, if you are gay, same-sex relationships, decenter love. When you're trying to get your footing, I would say for the first 5 years of your life, if you can. If you can't, that's okay. But just know that that should not be the primary focus of your life. Let me tell you something. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, the way me and my girlfriends would go on and on and on about boys and go crazy about boys and just talk about guys every single day, 24/7. If we weren't working, we were talking about what guy we had a crush on, who we had a crush on next, this one-sided boyfriend that I had when I was 17, right? Like this new dude that we saw in our class. How we can obtain the attention of boys and men who wouldn't even piss on us if we were on fire. Or who would only piss on us if we did things for them in the bed. Who would piss on us in bed? Okay, I know people want what they can't have. And there is nothing wrong with wanting things that you cannot have. We have free will. We deserve to explore. But if you can help it, please do not prioritize men in your life. Please don't prioritize things like marriage and dating and think it's the be-all and end-all of your life. That dude is not thinking about you, Bookie Butt, and you over here stressed out, freaking out, doing conniption fits over what you can do to get his attention. Meanwhile, he has 3 or 4 other women up in the roster. I don't know. I'm just saying, learn how to decenter men sooner rather than later. Just learn how to have hobbies, have interests outside of romantic love interests. You are not going to college to find your Mrs. degree. You are going to college to excel your career. You should not come out of college trying to aggressively find a husband. You should be coming out of college to establish a career for yourself so that when you decide that you want a husband or a wife, and say the marriage doesn't work out, you have something to fall back on. Prioritize yourself. Please, prioritize yourself. A human can up and leave you at any moment and tell you that they're just not feeling it, that this is just not the vibe, that this isn't what I want anymore. I want a divorce. I'm gonna run away to Cabo and marry Esperanza over there, right? Like that, like a human can do that, but your career cannot. You can invest so much time in uplifting, building up, supporting, propping up a human, right? And they could still up and leave if they're no longer happy. And I'd say there are very few people, very, very few people who still have like the integrity of like, this woman built me up, I'm gonna stand by her, or this man built me up, I'm gonna stand by him. There are very, very few people out there that have that type of mindset. Most people do not. Don't be Barbara the Builder. Don't be Bob the Builder. Okay, this advice is gender neutral. Okay, don't be Barbara or Bob the Builder. Okay, focus on yourself. But for girls specifically, just focus on your career first. Do not fall for the Kool-Aid. Do not fall for the Kool-Aid of being a submissive trad wife. Okay. My prediction with all the submissive trad wife content creators that are out now and the people who are falling for the trad wife Kool-Aid is that a lot of those creators are probably going to divorce in the next 5 to 10 years. Are probably going to do a stark rebrand, probably swinging more to the left-leaning side, right? Because the trad wife grift is no longer working for them. They're not a traditional wife anymore. And a lot of those girly pops who were in their early 20s who fell for the trad wife, I got to get married at 22 type shit, right? They're going to go ape shit, like crazy, wild, off the walls, feral, brat girl summer, brat girl 30s when they're like 35. So focus on yourself, focus on your career, focus on your education. First, focus on, more importantly, getting your money together, all right, first, and then everything else should come second. And to piggyback off of that advice, I know that it's very hard to say that when you are like yearning for somebody, yearning for relationships, and yearning for connection. I would say to those people who are in relationships with people, and it's just like, you think they're the one, you think that you want to make it work with them, right? Just always have a backup plan. Okay, make sure marriage is something that you absolutely know you want to do. And I think with how we are evolving and progressing as a species, I don't think a lot of people are mature enough to understand what it entails, what marriage actually entails, right? And what's required of you, right? But more importantly, you should really focus on experiencing different people and dating different people and having different experiences, especially for my Black girlies. Definitely, like when you're in your 20s, date safely. Okay, safely. Okay, wrap it up. Get on birth control. All right. Have those experiences. Okay, please. This is advice that if you were like a sheltered Black girl, like your family probably isn't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Okay. Please date. Please date. Please date. Please have experiences. Please go out there. Live your life, do shit for the plot, do shit just because, go on that random sporadic date. You don't have to sleep with every person that you go on a date with or go on a couple dates with. You don't really have to sleep with anybody at all. If you do though, right? Because I'm not a slut shamer over here. Just make sure you wrap it up. Make sure you have a condom. Make sure you have a plan B. Okay. But just be safe. And learn how to not get so wrapped up in like a guy, right? Very quickly with Skylar Jackson, Sky Jackson, that's her name. What is going on here? Sorry, I gotta click on this. What is this? What is this? See, this is a prime example, guys, of girls who have not decentered men. Because why are you pulling him by his belt? Why are you pulling it? He don't want to be there. Look, he has his arm back, like, bitch, unhand me, heifer. Like, see, decenter men. Okay, anyway. Sky Jackson. Okay, Sky Jackson's a great example. I'm not gonna harbor too much on the fact that she got pregnant unplanned and all of that, and she looks like this. Honestly, women be getting pregnant every day. It's a thing that happens. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure Sky Jackson's gonna come out of this 10 times stronger. But I would say that what we can learn from the Sky Jackson and what we can learn from Halle Bailey is that these were two girls that were incredibly sheltered. And the first dude that came along their way and said that they loved them or gave them a time of day, I'm presuming, right, they were willing to, you know, get pregnant by them. And so they have money, they're wealthy, they can take care of their kids, right? That's fine. However, you probably cannot. You probably are going to struggle. You're probably going to have issues. You're probably gonna deal with a lot of financial strain, a lot of like baby daddy, baby mama drama. You know, like you're probably gonna have to deal with a lot of that shit. Okay, to avoid ending up in a situation like the Sky Jackson or a Halle Bailey, again, not shitting on single mothers because I feel like single motherhood could happen whether you're married or unmarried. Okay, but to avoid this, have some more experiences. Get used to being around different types of people. Get used to being around different types of individuals, dating different types of individuals. She looks kind of cute here, I'm not gonna lie. Dating people who, you know, have similar interests to you, different interests, have different hobbies. Just get used to that so that you can ultimately avoid being tricked. Well, not really being tricked into pregnancy, but because no one can be tricked into pregnancy, but like getting into a situation where you end up having an unplanned pregnancy, okay? Or having to make very huge, serious decisions about your sexual health, you know? So have experiences. That's another piece of advice I'm going to give you. Have experiences. As a woman, as a young Black girl, don't be afraid of having experiences. I know it's a little bit harder if you are living at home with your family and they don't take you seriously as an adult yet, which reminds me of my next piece of advice. Okay, parents and adult children. Stock image. Okay, no. Living at home, stock image. Living with parents. As an adult. Okay, let's just do this one, okay? Let's just assume that they live together. Let's just assume, we're making the assumption that they live together. She is 25. She just finished her grad program. She has to move back home because everything's expensive and the only job she can get is $14 an hour because the job market is still playing in her face and these employers are still saying that she doesn't have enough job experience even though she has 3 degrees, 5 years of work experience, has written all types of crazy theses, all types of crazy case studies, and still can't get a job. So she has to move back home, and she is living with her mom. And her mom has been an empty nester for a while, so she is more than willing to welcome her daughter back into the nest, right? but there are some rules and regulations, rules and obligations for living at home with her parents. Now, I lived with family members before, and ultimately us like living together has not really worked out well for either one of us, right? Um and it ended in me like having to like do a no contact situation. But the best piece of advice I can give you is if you are in the situation of this girl, this hypothetical I made, or say you're like 18, 19, or 20, and you're still living at home with your parents and they don't see you as a fully grown adult. They won't let you be a fully grown adult. They're very controlling. I had a cousin that was like that, where she was like 23 and her stepdad was like, no, you can't date at 23. At 23 you can't date. It's diabolical. But anyway, if any of that is going on, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to get out of the nest. Either get out of the nest, create a strategy for you to move out if you can. If you cannot move out, create strong boundaries to communicate to your family members, right? That you're living with, your mother, your father, aunts, uncles, whatever. Get a roommate if you have to, but more or less what I'm saying is you have to establish that you are an adult. For me, in this case, I went no contact for a very long time. Still technically no contact, but that's a story from another day. And I think I like kind of trained my family to understand that I'm not, baby exes anymore. I'm not a child. I'm not 17-year-old teenage exes where you can just like boss around and tell them what to do. I'm not gonna want to go to certain events. I'm not gonna want to go to holiday dinners. I'm gonna want to do my own thing. I'm grown now. And the only way I was able to do that is if I was able to, distance myself from them so that they understood and knew, oh, she has her own life. Her life doesn't revolve around me. Any way you can establish that your life doesn't revolve around your parents, do so. The best way to do so is if you move out. If you cannot afford to move out, try and find a roommate, try to find a cousin, try to find someone of a kindred spirit, someone of your age that kind of gets the struggle that you can move in with, right? Or just find a roommate, find a job, do what you gotta do, okay? But you gotta experience the world. You gotta move out of the house. One, because your parents they need to be trained. Yes, they need to be trained on how to take you more seriously as an adult. And they're probably going to see you as little baby exes if you're still at home. If you're living at home. Especially if you're not going to college or you don't have a job. And I know the job market is ghetto right now. I get it, girl. I get it. So if the only choice for you is to live at home, that's fine. I understand. But there has to be barriers and boundaries. So whether you have a conversation with your parents and say, hey, you got to start seeing me as an adult. I'm 18 now. Like, you can't treat me any kind of way. Or if, you find a job and it's just enough for you to live out on your own with your roommates, do that. But you have to figure out a way to make your family understand that they can't treat you any kind of way, they can't talk to you any kind of way, they can't try to control or manipulate you in any kind of way. And so I definitely encourage, if you have the ability and means to do so, if you're like 18, to move out sooner rather than later. If you don't have the means to do so and nobody can afford to do that at this present moment, no worries. I understand. The market is hard right now. The economy is tough. People can't afford to survive. Really prioritize finding a job, keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself structured, and just creating a barrier between you and your parents so that they understand that you are an adult and you have to set up your own life. Okay, so that's my advice on that. And honestly, I just like, when it comes to college and stuff, because I'm never going to sit up here and tell you not to get your education. The super wealthy people who are telling you that college is a farce and that you should not go to school and people can't afford college, I'm just, Don't listen to them. Because their children are going to be able to go to college. Their children are going to be able to go to school. I would almost argue that the attack on the Department of Education and the attack on the school system and the need for education is a ploy so that their children will have an easier time getting into these prestigious schools. Because if you're going toe to toe with Amit from India, a foreign exchange student that worked his whole entire life and studied incredibly hard to be a Harvard college student, versus Tyler, who smoked too many blunts all day and never took education that seriously and had mommy and daddy buy his way out of everything. If you can remove Amit and just have Tyler get the position in Harvard, even though he's not qualified, even though his parents have paid his way through Harvard because they're alumni, you'll have an easier time, right? Like, so I think the conspiracy theory I have about the Department of Education is to keep people who have potential of really educating themselves away from education so that they can stay in more poverty-stricken positions in life or in areas in their life. With that in mind, community college is okay. Go to community college if you can, and then pivot that way. Go to community college while you're working. That's fine. Going to like a liberal 4-year school in 2025 is not worth it in the way that it was in like 2015 and the way that it was in 2005. It's just not worth it. Unless you're going to like a really good school that is known for its name and you know how to network very well. That's what college is. It's going to teach you how to network. Okay? It's probably not like you studying random theories about the Stone Age might not help you get a job, but you connecting with the student whose father is an archaeologist might help you get an internship. That's what college is for. And so if you decide to go to college and you have cost issues where you cannot afford to go, community college is just fine. Okay? And if you go, you have the privilege, because it is a privilege to go to like a 4-year prestigious or just regular college. Networking is your best friend. You are screw partying. You need to network. You need to know how to network, because if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who can get you your next role, you'll be better off than somebody who knows nobody, who maybe got all A's in college, but spent that time socializing and partying and all that. Nothing wrong with partying. Please party. Please have your brat summer. Okay, that's another piece of advice that I gotta talk about. Please have your brat summer, but please enjoy your life and experience it. But like, also know how to have balance and how to network and how to get internships and how to get jobs and how to get that work experience. Even if these companies nowadays are saying they're not hiring because you don't have 12 years of experience, lie. I'm so sorry. Just lie, girl. Lie. I lie all the time. Lie or network in college so that the proof is there. The proof is in the resume. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me put the college stock photo. Yes, okay. People studying college, yes. Please, when you are in college, you're not there to party primarily. You're where was my okay, we'll just do this one. You're not there to party primarily, okay? You are there to create relationships and network, because one of those people can get you your next job. One of those people can get you your next role. The career I got from just connecting with one of my friends, who is now like one of my mentors. But without me knowing that person, Lord only knows where I would be. I probably wouldn't even have known this career existed. I probably would have shied away from this career because I thought it would be too difficult. And me connecting with this person, reaching out, asking them how they got into this role and this position, and then taking a chance on myself, betting on myself, and taking courses to become better at my expertise, like significantly changed like my quality of life, significantly changed the outlook of myself and my capabilities and what I was able to do, and also changed like my lifestyle a little bit. Like, look guys, I can buy, I mean, okay, so my boyfriend got me the Doc Martens, right? But I could probably buy these too now. I wouldn't be able to buy Doc Martens some like 5-10 years ago. That would not happen, all right? Like, it was on the struggle bus night. I was on the struggle bus 9,000 5 years ago. And I'm still technically, like, I'm struggling, girl, right? But it's just like being able to actually talk about like, ooh, I can buy myself makeup for my birthday. I can buy this comic that was very cheap, mind you, that I would have probably been freaking out about like 5 years ago. I can get my first vinyl. I can start a vinyl collection, like things like that. I can make big moves. I can save for a car that I don't have, but like I will be getting this year. Mark my words. But I can do all of these things now because I networked and I like created a lane and established a career for myself. Network in college, network with your friends, go to a community college if you're going to educate yourself. And if you do not want to go to college, if it is too expensive, if you cannot afford to go, okay, listen to me. This is very important, all right? Okay, I gotta put the big camera on, all right? This is super, super important. I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in, okay? Listen to me, all right? You need to know what the fuck you are going to do with your life in the next 4 to 5 years after you graduate high school. I know. It's crazy. It's a lot of pressure for an 18-year-old. I understand. We already put a lot of pressure on 18-year-olds when they graduate from high school and they go into college, and we say, what's your major? What do you want to major in? Because this is going to be the career that is going to be like your the trajectory of your like entire professional livelihood for the next 10 to 20 years. That's what we do in college. I do not think it's fair to do that to people in college, right? I do not think it's fair to do that to individuals in college. Say, hey girl, pick a major, and this major is going to determine what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life for the next 10 to 20 years, right? In college. No, that's not what you're in college for. You're in college for networking and job opportunities so you can figure out what you want to do with your life, so that you can figure out more, so that you can gain more knowledge. If however, you don't go to college, if you are 18 and you decide not to go to college, I'm going to be a little bit harder on you, and I'm going to say you got to know what the fuck you're going to do with your life. You have to, like, even if you don't, like, know, you need to have an idea. Are you trying to be an artist? You need to start taking art courses online. You want to be an animator? There are more than enough free animation courses online that you can take. You want to be a comic book artist? There's more than enough comic book art courses, visual storytelling art courses. You can look up a YouTube video, right? You could take a still, like maybe some still life drawing classes online too, right? Or free resources. Pinterest is free. Google is free. You want to be a hairdresser, okay? And not these janky ass IG baddie hairdressers. Cosmetology school. Enroll yourself in it. You want to be a welder, an engineer, you're good with your hands. Go to those type of schools. Become an electrician, an HVAC person. Go do the thing. Do the thing. If and this is why I wish the Job Corps still exists, because the Job Corps did offer what was it? Wayward youth, I think? Like opportunities to, make something of themselves so that they don't end up on the streets, and they just shut it down, and I hate that for them. But like, that's a good example of like, you don't know what you're doing with your life. You're headed down a bad path, or maybe you're not. Maybe you just kind of know what you want to do, or you're unsure, so you just dibble and dabble into, the Job Corps. And then you come out with like an apprenticeship as a welder. And then in the next 2 years, you're a full-time welder and you're doing your thing, right? Um, y'all, if you decide not to go to college, you got to have a 5-year plan of what you're going to do with your life. And there is that much more responsibility on you because you do not have like a structure built out for you on what your next steps are. College at least gives you a cushion where you can kind of figure it out for the next 4 years because really you're there to learn and gain knowledge, get your degree, but ultimately network with different people for opportunities. But if you don't have that, it's going to be a lot harder for you. So you have to figure out where you're going to go hot out of college, right? Like right. Like you have to have an idea at least. Why? And why do I say this? The reason why I got lipstick on my mic. The reason why I say this is because the sooner you figure out where you're going to go in the next 5 years after college, the easier it will be for you to self-actualize and get yourself out of the situation that you're currently in, and to, ultimately gain more financial stability for yourself, or just stability for yourself in general. If you are like 18, 19, 20 and you are stuck and you don't want to do anything, you want to dick around, party, whatever, or maybe you drop out of school, it is going to be that much harder later on in life to figure out what you want to do and how you are going to do it. It's going to be that much harder. It's going to be that much difficult. You're not going to have the willpower. You're not going to be as scrappy as you were when you were younger, right? And I know it's a lot of pressure to put on an 18-year-old, but the only reason why I say this is because you don't have structure. You don't have the luxury of structure, right? You kind of have to figure it out. If you want to be a chef, go to culinary school. If you must, like, if you really don't know what you want to do and you want to take a gap year, do that. But like, there has to be a plan right after that, and you have to keep educating yourself. Next piece of advice: keep educating yourself. Keep reading. I don't care what you read, if it's a comic, if it's a web comic, if it's fan fiction smut of Loki and Thor from Marvel Rivals. I do not give a rat's ass. You need to keep educating yourself. You need to keep reading, okay? All right, like, and you need to keep understanding how the world works and understanding how things work. If you're not gonna go to college, you need to be taking courses in something so that you can educate yourself, so that you can figure out what your next steps are going to be. And you need to do it sooner rather than later. I have a really big theory that a lot of the anti-intellectualism that is happening now is because a lot of the institutions, American institutions that we believed in, have failed us. And because they failed us, people are looking for answers. And because they can no longer trust these institutions in helping them find answers, they just trust any and anybody with a microphone, including myself. I can be loud and wrong sometimes. I'm probably loud and wrong right now. Actually, I don't think I'm loud and wrong about this. But if I'm not, but if I am, you should be doing the research to figure out if I whether I am or not. You know what I mean? You should be doing the research to figure out if I am loud and wrong. You should not just take what I say as fact and live accordingly. That's how people get in trouble. That's how people fail to see the shades of grays in certain situations. That's how we get to the big grandiose debate of whether the curtains are blue, or are the blue, if the curtains are blue because of the metaphorical meaning of sadness. Okay, you need to be able to decipher between the two, whether if the curtains are just blue, or if the blue curtains are just a metaphor for sadness and depression. You need to be able to do that. The only way you're going to do that is if you're reading, is if you're educating yourself. Whether you decide to go to college or not, you have to educate yourself. You can't just go off of you can't just go off of your experience and vibes. Especially, not to sound ageist, I'm just being honest here, especially if you're like you've only been an adult for like 2-3 years of your life. You've only been an adult for since you're 18, 19 years old. You cannot educate yourself based off of your own meager experiences and vibes. You have to read. You have to explore. You have to have experiences, live life a little, take courses, create a 5-year plan. Maybe it doesn't work. Sidetrack it. No, not sidetrack it. Redo it, revamp it, and try it again. You got to do these things. It is so brutally important, okay? Because when you do not educate yourself, you get the anti-intellectual crisis that we have right now. And you get a bunch of people with microphones who are loud enough, like myself, who speak with enough conviction, like myself, but are really wrong about absolutely everything that they're doing. Really are living complete double lives in what they're preaching. Really are just trying to run a trick on you and know they can do it if they offer you hopes and wishes and dreams for 3 easy payments of $20.99 a month, $300 a month. Okay, like educate yourself. All right, it's very important. Read. You don't have to read How to Win Friends and Influence People Love. You don't have to read 7 highly effective habits of influential people. You don't have to read what is it? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's what a lot of the alpha bros like to read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, okay? Stop reading that shit. Listen to some economics lectures on YouTube or on podcasts from like certified economists, who know how the economy works. Certified financial advisors who know how things are working, who are going to be realistic, who aren't going to just tell you to stop eating Starbucks Danishes all day and avocado toast and iced coffee, because you should still be able to have the iced coffee and the Starbucks and all of that, right? But you need to educate yourself. Okay, you do. You can't run on vibes. Running on vibes gets dangerous, and you get into a blind leading the blind situation real quickly when you're running straight off of vibes. Okay, so think, Mark. Think. Okay. Please, if you decide to go to college, if you don't, that's up to you. At least keep reading, keep enriching your mind, keep learning about new things, how things are working, and who knows, you might find and develop a career that way. You know what I mean? So try that. For the girlies that are going to college, if you're also going to college, try to go to college for roles, or try to go to college and major in things that are going to provide job stability. Okay, and I know it's very rich, and when we just kept telling people how to code 24/7 for the past like decade or so, and then AI comes in and it's like, we might take all your jobs, right? But try to be like 10 steps ahead. Okay, like if you were in college in 2020 and they were talking about how AI is going to be this new monumental thing, it would have behooved of you to get into or learn how machine learning works. And I'm not saying you have to be an advocate for machine learning or like it. I am definitely not a fan of, the unethical practices of AI. I'm very much so a fan of the efficiency that AI can have, right? So like, if you need to write a resume up real quickly and you're using ChatGPT, fan of that. If you're using ChatGPT to help you through your relationship issues, not a fan of that, okay? But if you were in the room in 2020 when those motherfuckers were talking about how AI and machine learning is going to take over, you are on a good path, because that is like an in-demand role, right? And so you definitely want to make sure whatever you major in, try to think 10 steps ahead. If it's coding, you should probably be getting into machine learning. If it's not machine learning, maybe it's augmented reality. I know for my field, augmented reality might be the next big thing. Nobody's really talking about it right now. Everybody's like super hyper focused on AI, but augmented reality very much so might be the next big thing that you should learn how to code and design for, you know? And so that's something that, you know, I myself am kind of interested in doing. But yeah, if you do go to college, make sure you're majoring in something that you like, but also you can see a career in, you know, which is mostly anything if you play your cards right. All right. And if you have a brand for yourself. What other piece of advice do I have for you guys? Outside of college, education, love and relationships, marriage isn't everything for the ladies. I don't know if I talked about that briefly before, but like I feel like I gotta reiterate that the pinnacle of your life as a woman in 2025 does not have to be you getting married and having babies. Not to say that like if you do that you're like useless. No, like you're fine. That's what you wanted to do. But like if you have any inkling of like not wanting to do that, or you want to wait like 20 years before you do that, or maybe even a decade before you do that, you have every right to do so. Don't let anybody rush you into doing something that you don't want to do. Yes, that's a piece of advice I have. All right, other pieces of advice in my 20s. Oh, toxic friends very quickly. If somebody's talking shit about you about their friends and the issues that they have with their friends, just best believe that they're going to be talking shit. Okay, well, just best believe they're going to be talking shit about you. Okay, so if they're talking shit to you about how toxic their friends are, and how awful their friends are, and how their friends suck, and all that, just believe that they're probably saying the same thing to those friends that they can't stand and that they're shitting on to you. Okay. That's not a friend. Get them out of your friend group. They're messy behavior. It is not cute to have messy friends the older you become, my guy. Okay, like at my big age, you cannot be messy around me. I clip over here. Like no explanation to. I know my toxic trait, working on it, but like you can't be messy. I'm not going back and forth with you, and I can't spend 5 hours of my day talking around in circles about a big drama that I'm not even a part of. Okay? Even if I was a part of it, I can't spend 5 hours out of my day talking around in circles about the big drama that I am a part of. Like, either we resolve it, we don't, and we move on. That's the end of it, right? Like, whew. Again, that's why it's very important to figure out who's like a friend, who's an acquaintance, versus who is someone to network with or a business relationship. You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to be an influencer, you know, or a content creator. It's going to be a lot harder for you to find genuine friends in that department. Just know that the people that you're working with, like, are probably your coworkers first, and then friends second, and then sometimes they probably aren't like really your friends like that if they can't get something out of you. Okay, just saying. What is learn how to be an adult and cook and clean. That's important too. You should learn how to do that, man and woman. So this is advice for the men. Okay, for the men's is learn how to cook and clean. Please, please, please. Okay, you're not gonna get your trad wife girly pop that's gonna cook and clean for you. And if something happens to your trad wife girly pop, you're gonna have to learn how to cook and clean again. Learn how to cook and clean. Learn how to keep a house clean. Learn how to cook. I say this, and like the back of my is like it's all messed up, but I say this, and I mean it. I have the best intentions when I say this. You need to know how to survive. It is not cute to be 18, 19, 20 years old, 30 years old, and you're still eating ramen because you don't know how to make anything else. Not because you can't afford anything else, but because you don't know how to make anything else. It's not cute. Learn how to cook. If all you can afford is ramen, that's okay. Blessings to you. But if you're living off of a diet of Kraft mac and cheese, dinosaur nuggets, and I don't know, spam like, girl, get it together, get it together, get it together, learn how to cook and clean. So yes, I think that is all I got for my advice right now for my birthday, because I can yap. If I have any more advice, I'll probably say it while I play Marvel Rivals, because I'm about to play Marvel Rivals soon. I've been having a horrible time, a horrible run with Marvel Rivals lately. I think it's cool that I can play. I feel okay in playing DPS, but there are some roles that I just can't play well. Like, I tried playing tank and I was just so lost. I tried playing Magneto. No, at first I tried playing Venom and I was like, okay, this is too much. And then I tried playing Magneto and I was like, okay, this little shield is up. I got that. And then I just like point and click at whomever that I'm trying to target, and then fear Magneto, his ult. But then after that, like, I just got lost and then I stopped playing. So not doing that again. But I'm just like not that. I'm not a tanky girl yet. I think if I were to be a tank, it'd probably be Emma Frost. But like, Emma Frost is hard, I guess. Well, I don't know. I just want bad bitches in my lineup. You know what I mean? So DPS Squirrel Girl, I'm okay with. Support Mantis or strategist Mantis, Cloak and Dagger, and Invisible Woman, I'm especially okay with. And then I need a tank, and I want it to be Emma Frost. I want it to be Emma Frost, but I don't think it's gonna be Emma Frost because I don't know how to play her. So yeah. And going back to adulting real quick and being an adult, and like transitioning from like your 20s to your 30s, I also want to add, please don't be afraid of getting older. And to those of you who are like super ageist to people who are in like their 30s and you're like 27, just know you got 3 years, girly pop. I just want you to know. I just want you to know. You got 3 years before those alphas come in and wreak havoc on you and make all the parody videos of what it was like in 2022 when you were trying to do the latest TikTok dance. Just know that. Just know that. I heard someone on TikTok say that 30 to 35-year-olds were like super immature. Oh, that's cool. Does everybody need a symbiote skin though? I mean, this one's cool though. She looks good. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, yeah. I don't know what it is with people shitting on folks that were born in between like 1990 to like 1995. I don't know what we did. I really don't. But hey. Eat nuts and kick butts. I just don't want to be dragged all the time, you know what I mean? Because I am a kiddo. I do collect, like, my boyfriend collects, he collects, like, Marvel Legends, and he has, like, a bunch of figurines that he collects, and I collect Bratz dolls, because that's just what I want to do. That's my hobby. That's, like, my thing. I used to be bullied when I was 8 years old for liking Bratz dolls, and now I'm, like, 31, and I still collect them, and who's gonna stop me? It's my big grown-ass money, and let me do my own thing. And I'm gonna spend my grown-ass money the way I want to. You know what I mean?
It is I, your nemesis, Squirrel Girl, best friend of Iron Man, master of computer science.
But,
oh, nuts! I hit that reset button too hard last time. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
I hope I play well. But yeah, I don't know what it is about shitting on us. I don't know what we did wrong. I don't know. Maybe we had too much fun. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we're too cringe. I don't know. But just like leave us alone, please. Cause like you're gonna be there, and Gen Alpha is going to have a field day with you trying to do your savage TikTok dance with no rhythm. Okay. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna stay over here.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Damn.
We captured the mission area.
Ah. Oh no! Why did I just stand there? No.
I was worried.
Okay, so we have
Getting back into action.
40 PSs? No, I'll be Invisible Woman. Hopefully I play well this
Even when you
time.
can't see me,
That's
I'll still
Invisible
make you
Woman.
believe.
It's been a rough couple of games, I'm not gonna lie.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Control seized. One down. Priority surge. Pick up your poison. No worries, sorry. You made this mess better. Am I invisible? Feeling fantastic.
Maximum pulse!
Christ.
More help is never bad. I am ready to put on a show. You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. More of them than us.
Ah!
Control clearance still needed here. I got you back. Almost got it. Control seized.
Ooh, that felt nice.
Glory is almost charged. No worries. I got your back. It was getting worried. More help is never bad.
Oh my god, I forgot to talk about Fantastic Four. I guess I'll do that while I'm getting body bagged in this game. And I'm not playing well. Anyway, it was a good movie. It was cute. It was a cute little movie. I noticed that they didn't do the origin story. I saw the first two Fantastic Fours where like they go up in space. They did the origin story. They go up in space. The lightning strikes them, and then they come back with superpowers. We didn't get that this time around, and I'm okay with that. I kind of really loved the retro futuristic aesthetic. I love that aesthetic. I think that's such a cute little aesthetic, and a cool way to portray the future that Earth 858 had. And I like the little, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I like the little like Fantastic Four propaganda that they had. And I mean, I wouldn't even call it like propaganda as much as it's just like, you know, wholesome imagery, I guess. I don't know. I just thought the movie was really good and wholesome. And I'm excited for this new phase of Marvel. Maybe they got their footing back in the door. Putting back in the door. Maybe they got their footing on the ground. Maybe they kind of understand what their fans want. Because I feel like the last phase, the phase with She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel was not a... That wasn't a good phase for us. Oh no. Alright, maybe I should play as Mantis. I can get shit done with Mantis.
They captured the mission area!
Wait, no.
I need assistance. Let me us against the world. You needed some help, didn't you? Let me help. I'm ready to heal.
By the eye
Oh no, what does that mean?
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Do you have to learn everything?
Why is my aim so bad?
Who needs healing? Our enemy, let me help. You needed some help, didn't you? My legs need you close.
Shooting at me.
Let me help.
that is much better. Typical air breather.
Neymar said, typical air breather, the bigotry, okay.
You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. That's 3. My life energy grows stronger.
Okay, I'm playing good as Mantis. Playing good. 7 kills, that's not bad.
My anger is healthy. War is almost yours. All here. Step carefully. Let me help. It pleases me to help you. You are no different.
Oh, thanks to me. I gotta eat soon. I gotta eat again. The worst part about eating, like all these meals, is eating late at night when you really don't want to. When I tell you guys I'm eating a lot, I am eating a lot. I just, I don't even want another meal. I don't want another morsel. Part of me really wants this cupcake, but I can't be eating cupcakes right now, girl.
Pick your hero.
We're running a tight ship around here to reset my
I'm
immune
not the type
system,
who fades
or
quietly into the background.
reset my diet needs and my addictions. Look at all this healthy team comp. I hope we play well. This is such a pretty skin. I cannot wait to take a nice hot shower. Thank God I didn't put on a boatload of makeup, because I need to take me a nice hot shower.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You shine like a diamond, but your soul is so empty.
And it would take a lot longer for me to take that hot shower if I had put on makeup. And I had to take it off.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, okay, let's
All
go.
you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Let's go.
Either you're on my side, or you're next in line to fall.
Anyone willing to help?
I will try.
Jesus Christ. Wait, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area.
Oh, we captured the mission area.
Turns.
Why did I put my force burst over there? Yeah, okay, okay.
Now it's silent first.
No, we're playing bad. I'm playing bad, excuse me.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Also, Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic. I didn't. That like makes a lot of sense.
Anyone willing to help? They almost got it.
No, they got it all. There's no way. Jeez.
Legend dispel darkness. It helps me see the darkness and face it. before you attack. Get ready.
Where'd you get the mech?
It was my dad's. He died piloting it, and then I took over. We are Cloak and Dagger. We are eat nuts. I just want to carry being a superhero is a piece of cake compared to being Luke Cage's nanny. Now that was the battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I don't know why.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if good old Doomy isn't behind a super tiny, whiny.
Are we gonna get Squirrel Girl in the next phase?
On your toes.
The girl who played Barb in Stranger Things would be a fun Squirrel Girl. Like from season 1 of Stranger Things, she would be fun.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Where is everybody? Okay, Adam Warlock.
I am ready to blow.
Okay. I don't think you, Adam Warlock. No, 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 no. Ah!
We're back, right, Tippy Toe? Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Why am I just throwing nuts?
I feel like myself again.
Nice deep freeze.
Exactly as I expected.
Bounding back into action. Whoever they are, they don't look fine on you, friend. So what, you stop fighting?
Leave them to Khonshu. Some assistance, please.
No.
Well, you can't expect to win them all. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. We are Cloak and Dagger. We are hope and fear.
Escape pod ready. Opening escape capsule.
seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Wow, you're so big. Oh my god, you are such a huge starter with the balloon.
Amazing. I didn't think balloon was listening to K-pop.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Rocket said that we could sell some pics of you for like a fortune on Motiara.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You think Jenny would play Luna Snow in the next phase of Marvel? I think they should put Luna Snow in the next phase.
Vengeance is mine. Need some ranged firepower.
I can stay back here. God.
You only one. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
This is a pretty easy game.
Almost there. Don't turn back now. I'm hurt.
It's a little too easy. I don't like this. Oh.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger.
Twas but a scratch.
Don't let anything stand in your way. My time to shine.
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Or a dagger.
3 down.
Okay, well this is an easier game. Ah, I didn't play too bad. That was a little too easy. How did the Punisher get play in the game? That's not right. I want to see my highlight. This is my highlight?
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
I really do just be shooting at shit and hoping for the best. I didn't even get to use my ult this game. Alright, I'm gonna play Cloak and Dagger again and maybe I get to use my ult.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging. We are Cloak and and dagger. We are hope and fear.
Oh, I'm very sleepy.
Without Ty, I wouldn't know the real power of the 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
The time has come to call on ancient forces to aid us in this battle.
Oh, I would like to learn magic. Typical was a good card trick.
The spells I have mastered are not for novices. They are fueled by pure chaos.
You want your game? The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? It took us a long time to learn that our powers are related.
Hey, get it together, move.
There they are.
Okay.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Ah, the fuck? Jesus. Jesus. Oh, really? Whoa, whoa, hey.
Widow's fight. The widow's blood is lethal.
Dagger's back. See them? Right there. I was worried. You owe me one. My time to shine.
Welcome to the Dark Force dimension. That's a very good place.
Help. Oh no! Damn it!
Don't you put me out.
What? Whoa.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Jesus.
Your team's capture progress is critical. Double KO. Get into some trouble. I like the cold. Oh yeah.
did not win the first one. That was intense.
Light can heal and light can harm. Same with me. Before you attack, get ready. So you get to sail through the cosmos whole time? Lucky.
It is lovely, but it can also be very lonely.
For sure. Leading Galactus to 8.
Oh my god, Squirrel Girl is so annoying, bro.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Squirrel Girl is so
3,
annoying.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
When will these madmen learn that reality isn't their friend?
I found one of our critics. Oh, yeah? That one hurts.
What the hell?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Mission area is yours. Aren't you so electric? I appreciate you. Sniper!
Come on, guys. Have that, I guess. Oh, wait. No. Just hide here. Just hide here. There we go. Oh, shit.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. My turn to shine. I suck. They've almost got it. Sniper! I suck. Now I see them.
What the hell?
Us against the world.
Damn, we didn't win. Alright, I'm gonna do one more game and then I'm gonna close off for today because I am exhausted. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. For sure this time.
You can't expect to win them all.
so tired. I don't even know if I want to eat. That's how tired I am. I've had 4 meals today, mind you. I think if I do without a meal, I'll be okay. I just want to go to bed. I really do. I might eat like a little snack on a chicken breast or something. Because I just don't have it in me tonight.
Even when you can't see me, I'll still make you believe. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
We can smell the stench of null on you. You want me to print?
Yeah. Lovely planet you got there. So, regular tourist hotspot.
How did you make it?
Aw.
They're fully charged relevant.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Space, I can protect, but add time to the mix and things get tricky. Oh, they do not look happy.
Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why can't...
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
Oh, Jesus. Kill me. Ooh, what? Why am I here?
Clear. We still need it here. Fire mode! Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. Clearly you needed some help. Control seized! I'm willing to help. Powering up. Enemy in your sights. No worries. I got your back. An extra force field? Great. There you are.
Little bugger. Oh. Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Powering up. Never even saw me coming. You captured more than half of the mission area. I got you covered. Defense is the key. Try on it first. Those fighters look familiar. They look like they mean business.
Ah! No, Jeff.
Glory's almost yours. Okay, just showing off, Star-Lord. I got you covered.
Hugo wants to say something fantastic.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready. And a big crunchy shell. Try to take a bite out of spider, you'll take a thing.
We do not wish to consume you, child.
Let me know if there's a change. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got
I need a new wig. This wig is matted. I need a new one. The more I keep detangling it, the more I'm reminded that a new wig would probably be best. Okay. Why did I do that? Hey. Oh, nice.
Clearly you needed some help. No worries, I've got your back.
Thanks, Jack. That is one loyal Jack. Ah!
I don't give up so easily.
control lost. Time for some fireworks. Vortex heal.
Nice.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
I feel
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
like Penny Parker is an interesting concept. Like a spider mecha.
You got them all. Glory is almost yours.
Maximum pulse!
Clearly you needed some help.
Alright, we're done. I didn't have the most kills. I had the least amount of kills, but I assisted a lot, and that's all that matters. Alright, y'all, I am done for today. I am exhausted. So I'm gonna lay down. I'm probably not gonna eat tonight. I'm probably just gonna lay down. But this the stream has been great. I will see you guys tomorrow, and maybe I will have a deck together. I kind of want to talk about the whole like Black in Suburbia trend and how teenage brunettes have hijacked it to be included and have now called it brunettes in suburbia. I kind of want to talk about that because I do have a very authentic experience of being Black in suburbia, and I will absolutely gatekeep that experience from brunettes. Yeah, so maybe I could talk about that, or I don't know, maybe I'll talk about what's going on in pop culture lately, though there isn't anything too interesting that I know of. So yeah, that's all I got. But thank you guys so much for attending my stream. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. As always, I love you guys so much, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Okay, take care.